Hi, in this video, we are going to see the wind energy and hydel energy. So, in the topic elements of mechanical engineering, we are discussing about the sources of energy, renewable energy and non-renewable energy. In the earlier videos, we have seen. So, the renewable energy source is very important as nowadays how we are going to use this for future, because since the fossil fuels are going to be exist in future, we are going to find alternative sources. So in that, one thing is wind energy, so which is naturally available, and it is actually wind is the one which is the movement of the air so around the so across the land. Normally we will get the wind in nature, so it's a clean form of energy, that is also one energy. But as the energy how we are going to utilize in this is just we have to convert one form of energy into another form. So directly the wind energy we can use for getting ourselves keeping cool or keeping the things making cool. But apart from that, how we can use the wind energy? So this wind energy now, by changing the energy of the wind into another form, is just by using some mechanisms. So how it is going to be done is uh, blades of the windmill, through the blades of the windmill we can convert the wind energy into another form. That is a shaft. This the wind blade is going to be rotated, and the blade is connected to a shaft. So the shaft is connected to a generator, and it is going to be produce the electricity. This is what the logic is. So now in all over the world, we are the India's is the largest, the fourth largest uh, wind power installed capacity, right? We are having that much capacity where we are producing, and as of the 2019 data, so private agencies own 95 percentage of wind farms in India. So remaining is the governments, others are private only. So here we are having these wind power stations in that is a location where the potential areas where the wind is available, there only we can keep it. So that is the one thing. And the wind energy you can see here, this is what how we are getting electricity in home. So electricity is just not generated automatically. So we need to convert one form of energy into another form by some transformers, and that is we can produce actually this logic I will tell in this figure. So there is a blades, and the blades which is connected with a shaft, so that the shaft is now is connected to the gearbox. So the gearbox, what is the function of the gearbox? Already we know a gearbox is just to boost up the rotational speed, and whenever it is required. So the 1 rpm or 2 rpm of the blade is converted into a number of different more number of rpm. So the shaft rotation is lesser number of the rotation by the wind is converted into more number of rpm shaft through the gearbox. So this is a gearbox is used for changing the speed, and the shaft is directed to the generator. In the generator, you know the working principle of a generator, almost you might have studied over there. So when the rotating shaft cuts the magnetic field, okay, so EMF is produced. So in generator, the magnets are surrounded the shaft, and when the shaft is rotating, cutting the magnetic field, this electricity is producing, and the electricity is directed to the ground through wires. So here the direction of wind, according to the direction of wind, we can change the rotor naturally with the help of wind speed and direction monitor. So we can check the wind speed, where it is and what is the direction, how can we control that, and everything we can done with this speed and direction control monitors, so that the blades can be directed according to the wind. And it is that is here at the bottom it is rotatable base only, so it can be tiltable to the position according to the wind direction. Okay, so here that power has come to the power station, then it is converted to the through the transformer, it is coming to the homes. Like that, water is another source. Normally, the water, flowing water and tides have the source, are the source of energy. The water which is flowing and it is moving water, that is main important. So by the moving in water, we will have the kinetic energy of the water. That energy is transferred to the another source of energy. So here India is having a power of potential of this 1,45,320 megawatt power supply can be done. This is investment is more heavy investment for making a large project. We can say so many power dams, okay, hydel powers. So water power dams are there, which is going to produce more megawatt capacity. And for the entire country, we are going to supply the electricity which is produced through this. So we can see how it is functioning here. The water, through the water which is stored in the dam, okay, it is having a potential energy, and the potential energy of the water is going to be converted into kinetic energy by moving the water through a penstock. We call it as a penstock. There is a pipe where the water flows from the dam to the reservoir. Normally, dam is in a higher altitude where water is getting stored, and the water is just, we can, through a pipe, we call it as a penstock. Through the pipe, the water is getting down due to the gravity force. Okay, so the water, when it comes very fastly, and at the bottom of when it reaches the discharge area, there we are keeping turbines. There is a generator which is having a turbine. So in the earlier case of the wind, how we have seen the wind turbine, when the blade rotated, it is producing generator electricity. Like that, here also, when the water hits on the turbine blades, the turbine blades is going to be rotated. In future classes, we will study how the turbines are going to be rotated. So now through the penstock, when the water comes and it hits, and moreover the area of the penstock is going to be reduced, so that here there is a more velocity is going to be produced. When the water comes from the top in a higher diameter, and when it is shrunk to a lower diameter nozzle, there the velocity is going to be increased, so that it will rotate the turbine in a faster manner. So when the turbine blade is going to be rotated, and the blade which is connected to the shaft which is connected to the generator is also going to be rotated, so that electricity is going to be produced. So that electricity is bring to the transformer area, substations, we call nearby stations. There it is getting boosted up with some mechanisms or electrical components, and then it can come to your houses, just electrical. So this is the two things, two sources of energy what we have covered in this video. Is one is wind energy. Okay, this wind energy is also like that. When the power is getting produced, the rotor, that is a generator, it is brings back to the ground by using cables, and it is sent to the transformers. So that, and through the substations, this lower level of power is making what is it, we can boost up this, it is transformed to another level, and it is bringing to our houses. Again, through the step down transformer, it is getting reduced to 230 volts. So this is what it is happening, how we are getting the power through the wind energy, and how we are going to get the power, electrical power, through the sources of the tidal or the water energy. Okay, so in the next video we will see about the nuclear power generation and other things.